Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Who Asked Me podcast. I'm so excited to be joined with a guest. You may have heard me over on her podcast. She is finally over here. It is Leah from Positively Uncensored.
I'm so excited to be here. I'm honored that you had me on your podcast. And like she said, our episode was great. So make sure to come and listen to the both of us chat on my podcast as well. We have tons to talk about. I can't.
We do. And she's in a Carl's a mess shirt. If you're not watching over on the YouTube, I love it. So we are going to get into our hot takes of the week before we have this growing list of topics to talk about. Leah, what is your hot take?
Men should never be on reality TV, straight men. They
Okay.
shouldn't. I'm okay
Okay.
with not seeing them. No husbands, no boyfriends, no partners.
hmm
Don't include them. Just don't include the men. It's a recipe for disaster. I don't
hmm
care about them. They can be involved for max screen time, 3 minutes per episode. That's it.
Oh, I think that's more than I would give them.
Okay.
Like, I agree. I think I agree, especially
Love.
when it comes to like housewives, because I'm sitting here thinking about like actually, that's so funny that you say that. PK just did an
Hmm.
interview with this podcaster that I'm pretty sure is like really popular over in the UK. I know I've seen him interview some Love Island people, Love Island UK people, but I'm just not familiar with him. He did an sit down interview with him, and I didn't listen to it, but one of my mutuals over on TikTok, Taylor, did a recap of it. And I listened to that and I was just like, and then after he did the recap, I saw the teaser for the podcast and PK was just saying some things, but and then paired with what I heard Taylor say, I was just like, and I said this over on Threads, it far be it from me to
Hmm.
stick up for Dorit. I cannot stand that woman. I really
Hmm.
can't. But it drives me crazy the emphasis on her spending and her financial situation without mentioning how she got in that financial situation. And in the teaser that I saw for that podcast, PK mentions that he is the one that thought he had the most fabulous wife, the prettiest wife, the smartest wife, all of these things. And he wanted to get her on TV and show her off. Now, I don't know if he does any recollection in saying like, oh, that was a mistake, like blah, blah, blah. Again, I did not listen to it. But I'm just like, especially when it comes to the kids, because from what I understand, their kids are not going to school right now. They're being homeschooled. And I think that's by choice of financial situation, which is and t- just to be very clear, watching Dorit buy things on the show and then knowing that her kids are not properly enrolled in school right now because of finances, allegedly, that is grossly irresponsible. Grossly irresponsible. But PK has a part in this too.
Hmm.
Okay. PK, we have seen out in the streets partying, doing these things. My point is, both of their parents are failing them. Both of their parents are failing them, not just Dorit buying her bags and being addicted to luxury, which it sounds like from some of the things I heard PK say, he created that.
Hmm.
It sounds like he created that. So you created it and then you say, sorry, I can't control the monster that I created."
Okay, I have to admit, I have only watched Real Housewives of Beverly Hills until I think season 2. And then at the time when I was
hmm
watching it, this was like 10 years ago, I was like, oh my God, Lisa Vanderpump, she was new to me. She has a spin-off show,
hmm
Vanderpump Rules. So I turned off Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, turned on Vanderpump Rules instead, have never returned. However,
Okay.
my friends watch. And from what I'm told, I don't know. Aren't people, isn't there intense speculation that PK like set up
hmm
a robbery
Yeah.
that traumatized his wife? So
hmm
I could see all of what you're saying being true. I could see there
Yeah.
being truth to him wanting a
hmm
wife that's like luxurious and has all of this stuff. And then all of a sudden you don't want her to be like that anymore.
Yeah. Yes, there is an intent theory. I do believe that theory. It's unfortunate. It really,
Mhm.
really is because listen, it doesn't make any sense. Break-ins are common in
Yep.
LA, especially in Beverly Hills, especially over there, which is I don't want to say it's crazy to me. I don't steal. I'm not a thief. Okay, so I would never break into somebody's house.
Right.
However, my thought process is I definitely wouldn't break into a house like a mansion that has security and I don't
No.
know. I don't know. I can't put my mind in the thought process of a thief.
Hmm.
But I am with you there. It kind of directly leads into my hot take. Right before we got on to record this, which we were running late, and that was a sign. It was a sign. The reality TV God said, "Hold on, before you guys record, we want you to see this." And
Hmm.
Lord knows what will have come about once we get off of this recording at 10:37 on Friday morning, May 1st. I feel like we have to like timestamp
We
the
do.
recordings because so much happens. It was said on Jesse Draper's stories from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives that apparently there is a voice memo that is going to come out from Dakota's roommate.
Hmm.
This guy's name, Crew,
That's it.
is it
Crew.
Crew?
I wrote it down. Yep.
Okay. And I just saw that his IG name was like Crew Spaghetti, and I was like,
Okay.
like, grow up. Anyways,
Yeah.
he's set to release a voice memo that Jesse sent him sometime during season 5 when all of the women were really frustrated with Taylor. It sounds like it took place right before they decided to pause filming for season 5. And she just gives us some context saying, like, yes, I sent this. The context is I was still married to Jordan. There was some drama happening. All of the ladies were really frustrated with Hulu, with producers, and with Taylor for all of the stuff that was going on. And you would probably be close to seeing that right now had we not had to like cease filming. So I just want to say, yep, this is me on this voice recording. Crew and Dakota are trying to like, be calculated. So is Jordan, right? And if you didn't see yesterday, not Jesse, yeah, Jesse had testified
Hmm.
um for Taylor in saying what she heard Dakota, Crew, and Jordan saying in her basement. And it's just really, really messy. But my hot take is I don't know what's in this voice note. I'm not super mad at Jesse just because there are a lot of moving factors here. My main thing with how a lot of these women behave, it's not that it's so unheard of for me or that I can't believe it. It's just, for lack of a better term, so immature.
Hmm.
I have had guys that my friends were dating back, I want to say literally early 20s, like 22, 23, be like, oh, she's doing this, blah, blah, blah. And you're worried for your friend, right? So you're like, okay, like what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Nothing to this extent, but you hear them out and maybe you have a conversation with them. I have had a situation like that to this, and funny thing for me is I literally was like, I'll hear you out. And then as soon as he started talking, I was like, no,
No. Hmm.
ridiculous. I'll talk to her, and that's all I need to hear. I never want to speak to you again. Like I
Hmm.
was like, enough, right? But it's the more so the immaturity of the matter with these people. Like these are grown people with children. These are grown people with children. So, and I'm talking about the men here. Jesse, I think I have to hear what was said. I know that she was frustrated, but I'm not too pissed off about it. I think people are human, and especially when there are so many kids involved. And I know that Jesse also said, I don't remember where she said this, but she said that there were a lot of times, it was on Call Her Daddy, that Dakota could have called the cops on Taylor and that Taylor could have called the cops on Dakota, but she didn't know what had made, Dakota like the last straw right before they canceled The Bachelorette. So she
Hmm.
said that on Call Her Daddy. So I don't, it was kind of out there already that she, felt like it was a volatile relationship on both ends. The judge also did. The judge also called Dakota calculated
Hmm.
during their hearing. So I don't think that I have to hear it. I haven't heard it yet. Again, 10:41 on Friday. But Jesse said that this recording is coming out. She also said that it proves that the guys are going to TMZ, which I I didn't know what to believe back then. It's not that I was like, I don't think they're going to TMZ, blah 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 blah. I just didn't I didn't know. But to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
I blamed it on Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
blamed it on
Mm-hmm.
Jordan. And I'm still willing to do so. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still willing to
Mm-hmm.
do so because to say that it didn't come from Dakota, but Dakota might have sent it to Jordan and Jordan sent it to TMZ. Like these guys are running there. Jordan also got on like a cameo or something and said that the show is really fake. And that ties back into your um hot take that the men should not be on reality TV because I think PK also said something like that too. Like the show is fake, blah 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 blah. I'm like, you men
Mm-hmm.
saying the show is completely fake.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not even trying to give it a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Like saying like of course, things are exaggerated for sake of reality TV purposes. They're just like it's fake. I'm like, "Oh God, they're not smart. They're not smart."
Abusive men and the tendency to say
Hmm.
that reality shows are fake. We just watched Rula's husband sit up there and watch What Happens Live and say the same thing, that the show was edited. He didn't appreciate the edit that it gave him. Honey, your reputation precedes you. It sounds like the whole state of Rhode Island was talking about how you're doing more than rubbing foots. What are we talking about?
He's suing his mistress right now for breaking the NDA. I really, 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 really hate when people prove themselves to be stupid. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stand it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for example, that WNBA player who Klay Thompson was allegedly cheating with said one of the dumbest things. I was like, oh, sweet girl, you should not. She pretty much came online and was like, I'm getting attacked left and right. And it was supposed to be protect black women, but why did Megan not stand up for me? She also says, I'm friends with Clay. I'm not friends with Megan. I've never met Megan. But no one stood up for me when people were accusing me of cheating. Okay, Miss Mama, you just said Clay. You're friends with Clay and you've not
Mm-hmm.
met Megan. Megan
Mm-hmm.
didn't name you in her statement.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Mm-hmm.
would I, if you are not a part of this whatsoever
Why'd you
and
come forward?
I don't know you, people were saying that it was her, alleging that it was her.
Okay.
But she said, I am friends with Clay. I'm not friends with Megan.
Mm-hmm.
Megan didn't name you in statement. What the fuck do I have need to say something about you for? I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about my life. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
talking about you. You are friends with my ex-boyfriend, apparently. Call him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Call him. He's too busy crashing out on IG Live.
Agreed, because her statement also was only about Clay.
It,
Like it,
li-
wa- it wasn't like all the other people might take it there to that conversation, but she
Mhm.
made it completely about him and how this was done basically because
Yeah.
of his behavior. No reference to the girls at all.
Anybody else who it was, anything. The internet started speculating, and then this this girl says that she waited. She was like, I saw the internet speculation, and I waited to see if they were going to say anything. Call Clay. You are why if the internet is coming at you for something that you did not do. And listen, we know how the internet is about Meg. Okay,
Hmm.
I love Meg. I'm not
Love.
cyberbullying anybody, but
Right.
had it been me, I'd be like, hey, I don't know where y'all got this information from. Please leave me out
Hmm.
of it immediately. First day, first time somebody started putting that out there. But then you admit that
Hmm.
you waited days, you never reached out to the person you say you're friends with, Clay, and then you're like, oh my God, no one came to save me. Like that. I really hate when people prove themselves to be stupid like that. I value being able to see somebody's side. Can't
Hmm.
see it. Can't.
Also, just be quiet. Like,
Be
sometimes it
quiet.
is an option to just not post at all. Go private
Literally.
for a month and then come back,
I would
re-enter.
I would literally just say, "Hey guys, I'm not involved in that relationship at all. It's
Right.
nothing to you. That's a better PR move. Like
Right.
you saying that you waited 4 days and didn't contact anybody and
Yeah.
didn't same I feel the same thing about Rula's husband. You
Yeah.
saying that this show is fake, in we see that you are suing the mistress for breaking the NDA. It cannot be both. It cannot be both. I did see this girl on TikTok though say that she thinks what happened between the bus and the what was that their derby or whatever.
The Derby, yeah.
She thinks because apparently this mistress is totally fine with being on TV. Like she wants to pop up. And that's why Joellen keeps getting like these updates and stuff because Miss Mama is trying to blow the spot up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't approve of that from a human standpoint,
Right.
from a reality TV watcher standpoint.
Right.
I so this woman had a theory that she thinks that Rula and what was her husband's name? Brian?
Yes.
That they left because she found out where they were and she was threatening to come up.
Great theory.
That she was
Outstanding
threatening to
theory.
pop up and like be there. And so they left and and Brian went to go like talk to her, calm her, quote unquote,
Take
calm
her
her
for a
down.
ride in his whip that they posted a
Yeah.
picture of. Yes.
Yeah, like that's why. And I said, "Oh, that's good because I don't know if we've ever had a mistress that like actively wants to be on the show. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And
Mm-hmm.
actively wants that attention." And I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, "Oh." Because it doesn't make sense. His mom was not in the hospital like her hands are cold. Like
I couldn't believe he put stuff out on his mom's health. I'm like, oh, you're a horrible person. This is a character
insane.
statement. Like, you're,
Insane. Well, what also doesn't make sense is Rula being like, no, I'm at home. He's with his parents. You're his wife. You're the mother of his kids. You are family.
and I told Kaya the fact that I'm sorry, this is my perception, won't be changing. I think she tried to act like on the phone too, like she was sitting in like the hallway of the hospital and she like tried to be all quiet and she was like,
Mm,
"Hello, yeah, Brian's
uh-huh.
with his mom." And they were
Yeah.
like, "Are you with him?" And she's like, "No." And then they were like shocked and it's like, "Well, then why are we whispering? Why are we like what that doesn't even make sense. Why wouldn't you be
It,
with your
it
mother-in-law?"
doesn't make sense also because like it's not like they were at home and because they have young kids. It's not like they
Mhm.
were at home and they have young kids and they don't have anybody to stay with the kids. So you were already out.
Right,
You
just go
already
to the
had a babysitter.
hospital. You had to take an
Just
extra
go
stop.
exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. I don't, it doesn't even matter if you were if the house was on the way. Like that does not make any sense. And at this point, I'm just like, what you guys are not doing again, it pains me when people prove themselves to be stupid. That sit down, Rula saying, like, oh, if there's any information, I want the information. And then Joellen bringing the information and her being like, no, I,
It's AI.
Joellen, I think you're doing an amazing job, Mama. I'm
Hmm.
obsessed with you. Don't
Love.
bring that lady anything else.
Hmm. Hmm. Love Joe Ellen. Don't blame her for getting in on this
Mm-mm.
situation. Like me and Kay were talking about too. Your husband tried to have me fired. Fired. For
Insane.
saying the truth. And then we haven't talked about the fact that there was whispers online that the mistress, and maybe this is what people were talking about when they said she broke her NDA, that she
Mhm.
sent videos to Rula inside Rula's house, just walking around the rooms to be like, "Yeah, bitch, I am in here." And
There's a photo. There's a photo. There's a Bravo
okay,
account posted a photo, like that was clearly in Rula's house. I would freak out.
oh, I
That's
would freak
such a
out.
violation.
I would freak the fuck out, and we would be divorced tomorrow. And I'm
Literally.
taking half. I don't know. I don't care how. I'm
No,
taking half. Like
no.
I'm
Yeah,
taking half.
that's such a violation. I would freak out. But yeah, it's at this point, the fact that they keep denying it and keep trying to gaslight us and Joellen. I did like that Joellen's husband was like, honey, just drop her. Just drop
Hmm.
her. At this
Hmm.
point, because and I feel Joellen, I'm so excited to get more into her past and her childhood story because I kind of have like similar I guess we would call it trauma, like with my dad, like people claiming that I'm a liar and I did not lie. Like
Hmm.
and I go out of my way to like try and prove it. So I'm
Hmm.
very when she said that and I can kind of see because probably because I'm the same way. I can see that like worked up and that nervousness that she gets because I can
Hmm.
relate her. I used to be able to relate really well like when it
Hmm.
came to my dad. So I am very interested in seeing that. I understand why Joellen doesn't want to drop it
Hmm.
because this is her first time on TV right?
Hmm.
Like we don't know. And Rhode Island is pretty small. I think
Yeah.
that they don't know how this is going to play out, especially at this time that this is being recorded. All of these women still have their full-time jobs, which I
Hmm.
really like. Like I
Yep.
really like. So, she's trying to protect her reputation and, plus the trauma she has. So I love Joanne. I just when she was like, does Brian look like he goes to the gym every morning?
I cackled at that. Cackled.
Rula is a shameless woman
Hmm.
because I would have been like, thank you so much for meeting me today. I will see you soon.
Yeah. She said, yes, he does look like he goes to the gym.
I would be like, I
In
have
what
to go.
room? Hmm. Yeah, I would
Like,
be like, I have to go. I'm sick.
no,
Don't,
literally. All right, have you
I
ever
would,
seen, do you watch Drag Race at all?
no, but I need to. My mother-in-law does. She
Oh my
always
God,
has
I'm
it on.
obsessed. So Bob the drag queen, he
Mhm.
he hosted like a part of the after show called the Pit Stop. And I can't remember who it was, but he calls one drag queen another drag queen's name without like he says his line and he doesn't even like must be he's like so bull and starts talking and then he realizes what he does and he's like I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for coming. I have to go. Because he's like so embarrassed. And I fuck it. That would be me if I were
Mhm.
Rula. I would be like, thank you so much for coming today. I have to go.
Right.
Like, no, babe. No, no, no. But we have strayed a little bit off of the course, but it's totally fine. I did want to talk about Taylor and Dakota in court yesterday. The judge, again, I think the judge, from what I saw, had fair points. And I think from again, what I saw, he was fair. He said that he's going to continue a mutual protective order, that they have to stay 100 yards from each other. And he gave them a little speech that I thought was good, right? That they are going to be mutual grandparents with one another. They are teaching this 2-year old how right now how to communicate and things like that, and it just needs to stop. And I think no matter what things outside of the show, his stupid ass roommate, all of that, you're fucking, what are you, 30 something with a room and a child? You have a child and
Mhm.
you have a roommate?
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, anyway, I was with the judge. I think that that was a fair resolution. I do want to say one thing, and I might get eaten up about this. The more I sit and think about it, I was talking to Raven and Kendrick about this. I think it's a cultural thing. The way, because the court is videoed, the way Taylor is slouched over in this chair while talking to this judge about the custody of her child is so insane to me. And like Kendrick and Raven agreed. Like, and I think it's just like a black people thing. Like my mom would be like, sit up.
Mhm.
Like you would think that she's like like talking to mom talk. She's literally like
Mhm.
in the courtroom.
Mhm. I did
It,
see that.
I would like, and then at first I was like, because the videos are kind of blurry. So I was like, maybe it's just far away. Like I haven't, mind you, I've never been in court. I've never been in court before. But it just go for me also, and then I saw more of the video. I was like, nope, that's how she is because she like shifts and she's just like, I'm like, it takes me back to that body cam footage of like the
Mhm.
whole body cam footage of when she was talking to the police officer and just like takes off and she's giving him an attitude as if she's talking to like Demi or one of the mom talk
Mhm.
ladies that I'm like,
Mhm.
Taylor, you understand that black people get shot for doing shit like this?
Mhm.
What just simply walking away from
Mhm.
the police and being like, okay, so like da 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 like you're giving him an attitude. It come from me, like, it comes from a place I was like, oh my God. I could not fathom talking to a police officer
Mhm.
like that because I'm too busy fearing for my life. If I was in that position, and that's what kills me about Taylor. There is an entitlement and there's just a
Yes.
complete like blind spot of yes, Taylor, your life is bad, like your situation is not great. It's not great. I'm not going to sit here and act like it isn't, but how she carries herself and again, that slouching in the chair, that like giving that flippant like little girl, like it was very teenage like. attitude to the police officer. Like, we have a big situation on our hands right now. Like, this is a domestic violence call. Like, we need to get a little serious here, mama. Okay.
Hmm.
It just, I was me, we all were just like, I could not imagine being in the courtroom. And I do think like for us, for Black folks, like if I was in the courtroom, just like,
She has a ton of white. Like that's what
mm-hmm,
I wasn't sure if you were done. I
mm-hmm,
didn't want to accidentally cut you off. She has
okay,
so much white privilege in this situation. Like she really does. Like the privilege, this is not new information.
mm-hmm,
The context that we're getting is new, but they knew since before she was cast for season 1 of Secret Life
yeah,
of Mormon Wives what the situation was.
mm-hmm,
And even the privilege to be cast as as the lead of this show and have to the point where that's included. It's not like
yeah,
hearsay that the audience has to do their own digging on. Like it's like a part of the show. And
mm-hmm,
then like we fast forward till now. Yeah, like and I've seen her like posting stuff about her faith and how that's like sort of like saving her in this situation. But
mm-hmm,
I wish for Taylor and just like white women in general, there was just like a little bit more recognition of the fact of just like how much privilege you have in this position that you're in. And
yeah,
I'm not saying that it's a privilege to be in an abusive situation, but the way that you can go about this situation is such a privilege compared to how Black women would have to navigate this situation publicly. I do want to say one thing, and I know that this is a hot take, and I only know this because my best friend like worked in domestic violence and she was an abuse advocate. And so like
mm-hmm,
she has taught me things like over the years. So I only know because of her. But like as soon as I heard about the situation, it was clear to me that first, like Dakota is there's one person who has power in the situation, and then
mm-hmm,
there's another person who responds. And it was clear to me that Dakota has power
mm-hmm,
physically over Taylor and for other reasons.
mm-hmm,
And yeah, I basically think this situation is shitty. I'm glad that Jesse came forward and said what she knew because it was no surprise to me that Jordan and Dakota behind the
mm-hmm,
scenes have been having conversations that brazen
mm-hmm,
where she said he would say like you're acting like Taylor right now. Like
yeah,
do I have to do what Dakota did? So I'm not surprised that they share those same manipulative and calculated
mm-hmm,
ways that they do things. And yeah, it makes sense to me that they have now connected over the like outside of understanding the situation. And to
mm-hmm.
go back to what you said earlier too about Jesse and like people are human and like misreading the situation. Jordan is a volatile individual.
He
I
is
like
so fucking disgusting to me. I I don't want to say I feel stronger about Jordan than I do Dakota, but they're about even. Like I know a lot of people are like Dakota is like the worst of the worst. He's up there. Like I think Jordan is a disgusting, despicable fucking human.
he makes me fearful for my life
He
watching him through the
does.
screen. Like he's unhinged the way that he delivers information with so much
Mm-hmm.
volatility. Jesse talking about genuinely developing a trauma to the refrigerator beeping sound
Yes.
because of Jordan. So I can totally see. First of all, they're white women. Their definition of solidarity and sisterhood that
Mm-hmm.
white women have in general is horrible. Then we add the fact that they grew up in
Yeah.
structured religion. So
Yeah.
I'm not shocked that Jesse was like, I'm not going to say blindly believing her husband because she did say that she tried to defend Taylor and that was
Mm-hmm.
met with nothing but combativeness.
Mm-hmm.
And when we hear fucking Macy's husband talk about getting priesthood at 12 years old and thinking that he's the man of the family, it's just not shocking how many men that are a part of this
Mm-hmm.
patriarchal, misogynistic society are
Yeah.
also abusive, I guess.
It's so funny to me with Secret Lives of Mormon Wives because like these women do have such a surface level like definition of like breaking the patriarchy and like burning it down.
Hmm.
But to me, a black woman, a 34-year-old
Yes,
year old
they
black
do.
woman who grew up completely differently. But then when I see the situations that they're in and I see the like I see like what they're dealing with, I'm like, oh no, we got to do step by step. And they got a lot of work to break through this first thing. And then maybe we can move on to the next part, right? Because I'm like it is to me, I'm like, this is such a like, I don't want to say surface level because a lot of these women are dealing with abusive relationships, um, from all types of different abuse, right? But again, I'm just like, I don't, but I think we'll be able to talk maybe about like race relations with the women of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives in like season 40. Because they have so
Oh
much
yeah.
shit to do.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
have
yeah.
so much. And like, yes, Layla is there and everything, but Layla is mixed. And but that is like the most diversity they can handle.
And Jesse like listened to the conversation, you know what I
Mhm.
mean, that she had with Layla, but like for Jesse to not like realize that like on her own, like in advance, you know what I mean? Like
Wait,
yeah,
which
like
conversation about the hair?
yes, about having to bring to her attention like hey, like I found a stylist like who actually
Mhm.
like knows how to do my hair and like
I will, okay, you want to, I used to be a hairdresser. So
okay.
I will defend Jesse in that right because when I went to cosmetology school in Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Cosmetology school, I don't think a lot of people understand this. It is there to teach you the basics. Everything
Okay.
else, you have to go, like there is no, and this is, I went to cosmetology school over 10 years ago. I don't know what it's like now. There is no today is texture day and we talk about different textures and different, there is none of that. You would be shocked about the stuff that we like learn in cosmetology school that is necessary because like there are times when you have to like pull stuff out of your ass when it comes to like hair color and things like that, but like we did relaxers, we did perms, and this is when I was in school. Balayage was like not a thing. I remember our teachers were like, that's not going to be a thing. That trend is not going to stick around. Do a full head of highlights, do a partial highlight, do your like, so it's there to teach you the basics. And when I don't think that that is really on Jesse to talk to Layla about. That responsibility is Layla's.
Okay.
You There is a responsibility on the client, and this is a lot of why I don't do hair anymore because clients don't want to accept responsibility. You are coming to me and asking me for a service. I can look at the state of your hair and say, this is what we can do, this is what I'm comfortable doing. And sometimes it comes down to morality. Like, people are like, I mean, she's going to go somewhere else and get it done if I don't do it, so I might as well do it and get the money. I don't really have strong feelings of that in either way. Layla has some deconstructing to do, I personally think. She is a person of color in a majority white space, being Utah and that friend group. I totally support her in her hair journey and things like that. And, speaking up for herself, I think that's important. She has a lot of, I think, unlearning to do. But I think what she did, like how she handled that situation with Jesse and how Jesse responded, fine. Totally fine. I actually did like when Jesse was like, "Can I look in your hair and like see?" I respect Jesse from a hairstylist point of view because I have worked with so many white stylists and
Mm-hmm.
so that do not give a fuck about our
Mm-hmm.
hair.
Mm-hmm.
If that like they do not care to learn, they don't want to see, they don't want to anything. And it's funny to me now that the extensions that white girls are getting, a lot of white women are getting now, is a sew-in. I've been getting a fucking sew-in since I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
it's no, their hair is not braided, but it is literally the same version of extension that I get to fit like a more finer version of hair. So I do think that Jessie handled that situation well, and I think that she said it. She goes, "We just don't have
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of black people that come to me."
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't go to Jessie to get my hair done.
Mm-hmm.
Not because
Mm-hmm.
like she's not, I don't think she fits my needs, and I don't know about the black population in Salt Lake, Utah, any of that. But
Right.
I don't think they're running to Jay-Z styles, and I don't think it's on Jessie to go and try and seek them out if she is not like versed enough and not educated enough to do such. Now, what I would like to see Jessie do, now that not Leah, you're Leah. Now
Yeah.
that Layla, has
Yes.
had that conversation with her, and she said out of her mouth, I would like to learn more about, textured hair
Right.
and working with that. I would love to see her expand her business and try. I don't know what black folks
What
looking
her,
like in Utah. I know we saw the girl that Layla went to,
mhm.
right? But that's about it. She's not on the show. I think I did follow her on Instagram. But I mean, I would love to see Jesse expand on that, but that's just me. I know that's not like a hot like commodity what people want to see on the show. And it is a lot of time. It's a lot of time. So yeah.
I thank you for sharing your perspective because I also know nothing about cosmetology.
Hmm.
And it's like not what I like how Jesse responded to Layla as
Hmm.
well. I'm just like thinking just like I guess that's just a huge disservice, like just speaking about like cosmetology in
Hmm.
general, like
Yeah.
to just not have that included.
Hmm.
And then yeah, like I can't imagine like like not knowing how to do like an older woman's hair, like just because it's gray. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
like having
Right.
to like be like, okay, like I will, but like no,
Hmm.
I might fuck it up. Like you
Right.
might be leaving with this happening. So but I also yeah, like I just feel like the way that I am, like I would
Hmm.
be so conscious, just me personally, that I'm like projecting onto Jesse of like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I would like to
Hmm.
learn what I'm doing. How can I make sure that I'm protecting your hair as much as possible, knowing how important your hair is to you? Like, I would just feel like a personal responsibility to like
Hmm.
find out now that I had that client. But I
Yeah.
also appreciate, like, I can understand what you're saying about like, maybe like her clientele is like mostly like white people
Hmm.
or not having those classes in Utah. Like I don't know what their classes lineup looks
Yeah.
like.
Also, I will say this, Jesse. Okay. And I'm not putting this on Jesse. I'm putting this on everybody, the client and Jesse's stylist. I love hair transformation videos still this day, even though I don't do hair anymore. Those clients are not getting trims, haircuts like they should. Like, it
Hmm.
would be one thing if the state of Jesse's white client's hair was like immaculate and she said, it's not. Like, it's not. It's just not. Those girls are not getting trims. Jessie herself, the best thing you can do for your hair, and this is for everybody, please listen to me. The best thing you can do for your hair, if you want it to grow and you want it to be healthy, is to get a trim. And
Yeah.
I get it. Some stylists do more than a trim, right? You have to be stern. You have to literally say, this is how much I want off. You can go in there and call it a dusting, right? But it is the best thing you can do for the health of your hair. Also, it is not healthy to constantly get your hair colored, no matter what products you are using. It is the healthiest thing for your hair is to do the bare minimum. Are we going
Hmm.
to do the bare minimum? No, we're not. But if you constantly get your hair processed, you get constantly get um weaves, braids, anything like that, you have to take care of your hair health, like your actual hair. So, and I know a lot of people, black, white, all types of people that are like, oh, this is what I'm gonna get a wig, I'm gonna get a sew-in, I'm gonna get braids, especially braids. Like, my hair's gonna be braided, so it doesn't matter. It's a protective style. You still have to take care of your hair underneath, right? So even if your hair is going up, you are getting any type of weave, you still need to do a deep conditioning. You still need to get your hair trimmed. You
Hmm.
have to get your hair trimmed. People greatly misunderstand that. And in those transformation videos, when they take those girls' hair down out of like, and to do extension moves up or move ups or anything like that, I am baffled. And it's not just Jesse. I see this with a
Hair
lot.
by Chrissy in
Yes,
Arizona.
yes. I see this with a lot of white stylists. I really do. Y'all have to get a trim. Y'all have to trim your ends. It is the best way to keep your hair healthy. Please believe me if you don't listen to anything else I say. Like, I don't think people understand that, and it kills me. Like, oh, and I used to deal with it too when I was a hairdresser. To get my hair to grow, I have to cut it. You don't have to cut it, but if you have dead hair at the end, it doesn't matter if it's long or not because what's
Mm,
going to happen is the hair is dead. It's
mm.
not going to you're not going to bring it back to life. It's not going to curl, it's not going to do what you want it to do and it's just going to look like shit. It is
It
like
freaks me out to think that hair is alive, though. I have to tell you that. That really freaks me the fuck out.
That's so funny. I mean, it's like again, it is something I really did love doing hair. I still it is
Yeah.
still something that fascinates me. I just can't deal with the people aspect of it. But it is crazy to me when people don't realize what they are doing or not doing to their hair.
I'm going to take note. I will say I just got a traumatizing trim in October trim, and I went
Hmm.
to a new place because my usual girl that I always see religiously was booked up and we couldn't make each other's schedules, and my hair kept getting caught under my armpit and in
Mm.
other people's armpit, like when I would walk by. So I'm like, this is a nightmare. So I got it trimmed, asked for 2 inches off, got 13 inches cut off. It was crazy. I got sent home like with the ponytail. Like at one point she was like, hey, I think this is enough to donate. And I said, oh my God, wow, 2 inches? I've never heard of that. I thought you had to do at least still more than 10.
Mama.
Yeah, yeah,
Donate. As soon as she said donate, you should have been like, no,
yeah, I
you
know.
can't donate 2 inches.
That's what I thought. But I'm like, listen, she knows better than me. Who am I to question? So I'm like, you know what? Two, maybe 4 inches tops. We're gonna donate this. Let's do it. Like, whatever. And then she like hands me around the ponytail, and I'm like, and then the gag was I had to donate it. Like I thought it was like
Yeah.
okay, like one of the play, yeah, but like fair fine. But like I
Hmm.
thought at least like it was like how it used to be when you would leave best cuts and they would put in a little thing for you and then drop it off to Locks of Love. Like I didn't think I was gonna have to like go fucking put it in a UPS envelope and mail it out.
Oh God, I see this. I wish everybody could call me before because donate. You cannot donate 2 inches of hair. I think when I used to do hair, it used to be like 9 inches.
Okay.
I don't know if that is correct, but it used to be like nine. I want to say somewhere around nine. As soon as she said donate, your alarm bells should have been going off. Oh, girl.
And they were, but I was like, okay, you know what? Let's proceed. But I wish I could have called you.
Mm-mm.
Now I will. Now I will call you before I go get a quote unquote trim.
Okay, moving on from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I have to get this off my chest because it is something I have had a fucking enough. Sweet Green and Levi from Summer House are on this crusade, I should say, to prove that Dara is at this point I don't know because they keep conflating it. Like if they're saying
Pause.
that she
Sweet Green, the company, or Bailey? Like, is this code
oh
name?
Bailey, I
Okay,
call
okay.
her Sweet Green. I call her Sweet Green. Sorry. They're conflating it like, oh, she's on the show for fame. And then they're like, KJ's on the show for love. First of all, KJ is not on the show for love. KJ came on the show and he found love. If you're mad at Dara for being on the show for fame, all of you are here for fame. All of you are here for a level of fame.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be so for real. It's 2026. And Sweet Green, I know you didn't come on the show and say, I'm not going to feature my little street talking interview show at all. You didn't. So what are you on the show for? You're on the show
Mm-hmm.
for fame. She
Mm-hmm.
happened to find KJ, and that wouldn't even make sense for them to stay together for fame because they've been together since last summer. They're like one
Mm-hmm.
year is coming up. They were together before we even knew who they were.
Mm-hmm.
And Dara had her own following
Mm-hmm.
before she came on the show. She had a podcast before she came on the show. I actually followed her best friend slash podcast host. And then that's how I knew who Dara was before she came on the show. She had a following. They sound jealous. They really just sound jealous. And I enough of it. Levi was on the Page Six virtual reality thing
Mm-hmm.
and talking about like how there's an argument between Sweet Green, her, and Dara. And I'm sorry, she's starless. She's starless. They're asking her, and she's just like, mm-hmm. Like you did not come on this show. You did not make a splash. You were MIA for more than half of the fucking weekends. And then this scandal happens. Sorry, try again next year.
They edited you out of the entire season. You know what
She
I mean?
wasn't
Like,
there. She's
Yeah.
not there.
Oh, she's
Like,
not there?
she wasn't there last weekend. She was
Wow.
not there at all. Like, and it's not like an emerald thing. Like, so I don't really know what's going on, Mama. Like, I don't care either. But this is not the way. This is not the way.
This is not how
And
you
you-
get your name out there. This is not the path forward.
and if you want to talk about it, what is Sweet Green doing with Carl?
I was gonna say, so what about, as you call her, Miss Sweetgreen's fame relationship with Kyle? Or no, what is his name? Carl.
Carl. I cannot. Carl's a mess. I know I mix up Kyle and Carl all the time. I cannot stand this whole like online narrative that there needs to be justice for Levi or justice for Bailey or whatever. They're starless. I'm sorry. Like some people just don't fucking make the cut.
I got to be honest so that this doesn't come back against me. I did message Bailey and Levi at the beginning of the show because, as I always message the newbies, but I also messaged KJ and Dara and invited them onto my podcast. I
Well,
will
fine.
be publicly acknowledging that.
Well,
But
listen,
as far
I'm
as my opinion of them, drastically changed because also Bailey on Watch What Happens Live randomly talking about Amanda's mental health as if
oh
we
my
care.
God.
Bye. You're out for a number of reasons now.
Yeah, first of all, I don't give a fuck. I can't stand, I'm sorry, I can't stand her.
Hmm.
I don't, this whole like, I think maybe saying can't stand is very strong, but this whole like justice for her, justice for,
You know,
I think, and I actually think that maybe Sweet Green, had she not been doing all this with Dara, I could say like,
tolerate.
yeah, I would be like, maybe she can come back for another season. Maybe she can't come back for another season. The other one, the sidekick, please let me get you your pink slip and let me get you your box so you can pack up your minimal things that you have here. I
Hmm.
like, I am. It's too late. It's too little, too late, in the words of JoJo, to sit here and try and make me give a fuck about what may or may not have happened with Ben in that room, how long she was in the room. That's before her and KJ got together. And somebody online said this. Levi and Sweet Green cannot relate to having multiple men
Hmm.
interested in you and having
Right.
options, which is why they keep trying to push this narrative. And listen, I don't care about men, as we all know. Like I like girls, but I don't like when people are like, "Oh, you're male centered," in response to somebody who is male centered. Bailey is male centered as
Hmm.
well. Her
Hmm.
timeline, or not her timelines, her storylines, the main beefs she's been in are not because she's like, oh, get these men out of here, justice for the patriarchy. It's because she's not being picked. She doesn't know how to flirt. She's an awkward person. She
Mind
wants
you,
male
she was
attention.
painted that way before.
She
Like, do you
wants male
remember?
attention. Yeah, like
She was supposed to be the CEO of the cast who didn't give a fuck about men and dating. Like, if you remember before she was announced on the cast officially, they were like, we're kind of skeptical about Bailey. She's a CEO. She's very smart. She's intelligent. We don't know that she's about to dabble and play with the men. And then she gets here, and I'm like, her?
in the words of Paige, CEO of what?
That's what I'm still waiting to know. Because I thought we got the podcast. Okay. And I'm like, do I ever confuse with someone? Because it was a blonde. I swear it was Bailey, unless they swapped her last minute. Somebody fact checked me. I swear when the Summer House cast was announced, one of the cast members they were super apprehensive about, swear it was Bailey, CEO, super intelligent, science nerd, not into flirting with guys. They weren't sure how she was going to land. Let's revisit now that we know her.
CEO of what? Like am I am a literal I feel like Paige right now because like listen, let me just be very clear. And this is gonna sound very hatery, to some people. But just know I am also a girl trying to forge her way, build her own future, whatever the girl bosses say. I've had this podcast for 4 years. I have my brand, right? I am the talent, the producer. Well, actually, I have an editor now. But I am doing all of those things. I really want to be on reality TV. I do want to be on the show. I'm very open about that. I'm not going to go on a show and say that I'm the CEO, a CEO of a business. And I do have my own LLC, just so we're clear, a CEO of a business, and it's just this podcast. It's not that I don't think that I could be one day, okay? But we have to tighten up the reins on who we are calling a CEO. Everybody just can't be using CEO.
You
I'm
are not a
sorry.
CEO just because you have your own PO box, okay? Like
Uh,
let's go through some qualifications of like what a CEO is.
no. Like we
But
have
I
to
might lie
tighten.
and call myself a CEO. I'm not gonna lie. So don't nobody come and be like surprised if they hear me call myself CEO of Positively Uncensored.
No,
I
we
don't like
have
it.
to tighten up the reins on who the CEO label. It's getting thrown out too liberally in the most random arguments. But no. And then also, I think people gird your loins. You're going to be like, oh my God, she said something about Lindsay. Lindsay is on this train too with calling Dara a clout chaser, and I'm not fucking here for it.
I'm not
Okay.
either.
Like, Lindsay, love you to pieces. This is your
Same.
last fucking summer. This is
Same.
your last summer. You are
Oh,
not
you
coming
think you
back
want her
again.
out? She's done.
I don't want her out. It doesn't make sense for Lindsay to keep being here. Lindsay was barely there this year. While she was there, was she perfectly messy? Yes, she absolutely was. She was a producer pet because she had nothing else to be because you're not here. You know what I mean? You can't that's not going to be able to like that's not going to she's not going to be able to last on this show like this, especially for some. And I just personally feel like you can tell who's new to watching Summer House when they say like, what is Lindsay's story? Because she only like comes in and is like gossiping about people. Baby, we've heard Lindsay's story, we know Lindsay's story, and
Hmm.
that's why she is in the role that she's in right now, because Lindsay has nothing else to tell us on Summer House.
You don't think so? You think that's
No,
done?
I think in the city, as far as Summer House
Oh,
goes, partying in
agreed.
the summer, her story is done. And I'm a hub
Agreed.
house girl down. She's done. Okay.
Agreed.
She can come once a weekend, party it up, maybe if she wants to, but it's a wrap. It really is. And that's just that. I love her. She's given us 10 solid years of great material.
Yep.
But her trying to like latch on with Bailey and Levi and be like, oh, Dara's here for fame. So are you, Lindsay. Look at what you've built from this fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
you weren't, you wouldn't, you got on in the city. And yes, you earned it. You worked for it. You absolutely did. Like I said, you've been great on this show. But now, even if whatever Dara's, goal is, let her work that out. Let her do that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? She had a following before, and a
Mm-hmm.
following that she built just on her own. And I think and I know it's hard. It is hard. She has a good amount of followers. She still does like sticks to her own brand and everything, but she has built that on her own. To try and discount her and say that she just like came on this show to try and like gain followers or whatever. I don't care if that is what she did. I truly don't. Do
And you
not.
do not know KJ. Like it is not like
Mm-mm.
me. I almost said me, Jay, Mia, Sierra, and KJ's like friendship that they've created.
Mm-hmm.
Like you really don't know him. You've been popping in
No.
and out. This is not comparable to how you were friends with Kyle. If you were to give Kyle feedback, hey, I
Mm-hmm.
think Amanda, like back then, is latching on to you for fame. Like this is just
And she
not. You don't have a
was, and nobody clocked it.
right. So you don't have a horse in this race. Leave it alone. Don't say your opinion. It's coming across messy. Let the young people in the house have fun. You've
Mm-hmm.
had your time to be
Mm-hmm.
messy as well. And you've had your boyfriends that wanted you for fame. So just
Hello.
let things happen.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
agree.
I'm just like not here for it. Speaking of Amanda, listen, there was one thing that really chapped my ass this episode that she said, and I was just like, and I want to be so clear. I know for a fact, and I know people are like, oh, you can't know because this is what the reality we're living. I know for a fucking fact that even if this whole West and Amanda scandal were not happening, what Amanda said in this confessional would have chapped my fucking ass, because this, again, I hate to say it every week, this is how I've always seen Amanda. The way Amanda tells us she told the therapist the story of her and Kyle, I was like, you really see things like this, don't you? Like, I was
Mhm.
like, you see yourself in a
Mhm.
victim role, like things just happen in life to you. I
Mhm.
literally wrote it down. She says he wouldn't define the relationship. He broke up with me. He made out with other women. We got engaged. There was a rumor he cheated on me, and now we hate each other. I was like, Amanda, even that being the Cliff Notes version of you guys is crazy to me. Let's walk this back. He wouldn't define the relationship. I want every young woman, man, anybody, they, them, to listen to me right now. And I'm telling you this not because I think I'm better, because I had to learn this the hard way.
Mhm.
Somebody who will not define the relationship with you is a definition of the relationship.
Yep.
It is a definition of the relationship that there is
Mhm.
no
That's
relationship.
your answer.
That
Mhm.
is your fucking answer. You can still like them,
Mhm.
but you have gotten your answer right fucking there. Okay.
Mhm.
He broke up with me and then he made out with other women. So, women, he broke up with you and he made out with other women. One, he
Mhm.
did more than make out with other women. Why?
Mhm.
Because he wasn't your boyfriend.
Mhm.
But again, he gave you the answer. I don't think that you can wear a man down. Men they are in charge of their own selves. They are living human beings that are capable of making decisions and saying, like, I don't want to do this. However, Amanda, and how people can't see that she's following the same playbook with West is
Mhm.
insane to me.
Mhm.
To listen to her say that and be where we are now,
Mhm.
and have heard her on that audio recording saying, like, it was complicated because he was dating or sleeping with other women. Why do you keep ending up? This is not how dating works. It's not how it has to work. Why do you keep ending up in situations where you are just hanging out in the background, letting these men sleep with other women? Why? Because, and it's not because of low self-esteem. It's not because low self-esteem. She needs to feel, well, she could have low self-esteem, but it's because she needs to feel like she won something.
Yes, it is.
She
Mhm.
needs to feel like she won something. So when these men are like, I don't want to be anything serious, I don't want to, she's like, nope, I got to stick it out because I need to prove that I won. She's a Leo also. And I'm an Aries, okay? I don't get that. And I ain't never done anything like that. But there's like
Mhm.
fire signs are competitive.
Mhm.
Um, there's a rumor that he cheated on me. Well, you forgot where the part where you were like, I want to be together. Are you not going to define the relationship with me? Blah, 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 blah. He did cheat on you. And I'm not going to sit there and deny that. But since we know that he cheated on you, and unless she's bringing some other evidence outside of like the cheating that we already know about, I'm going to need to wrap this alleged other cheating
Mhm.
up.
Yeah.
We need to wrap it up because at
Agreed.
this point, I don't care. And it's hard for me because I don't like the way that or the way that Kyle talks to Amanda.
Right.
I really, really don't.
Agreed.
I am starting to see now what people are talking about when they talk about her like passive aggressive, like digs
Mhm.
at him and how she communicates with him and kind of like riles him up. And I'm still kind of like grappling with that on the inside in my brain because Kyle is a 43-year-old man. Control
Mhm.
yourself. Control yourself. But
Mhm.
even when he was like, I don't hear from her, she doesn't text me back. And then, like, when she called and she was like, where's Sierra? I'm
Mhm.
so sorry. Again, this might be a cultural thing. You do not call a black person and be like, where is so and so? And just say, hi, hello, how are you?
Right.
Good morning.
Yes. My name is.
I would have
Yes.
hung the fucking phone up on her. I find that to be so fucking disrespectful. And I know
Mhm.
that people think it's cute that she treats him like this because of how he has treated her.
Mhm.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
It's
No,
not cute. It's
it's
awkward.
not.
It's uncomfortable. We've passed that point. Like I can understand why her resentment has built
Yes.
up towards Kyle. I get how we got here. But you said it yourself. You told your therapist like you're living in the past and Kyle's talking about how your relationship has been presently. And this is why I don't think you should stay with a man when he cheats on you.
Yeah.
Don't stay with your partner. Like, hello, it's obviously going to cause distrust later down in the relationship. So I don't, and I get it. Like, okay, I don't like Amanda. I
Hmm.
at all. I don't feel bad for her, but I understand that Kyle wasn't exactly taking himself out of the environment of
Hmm.
situations to where
Exactly.
she could trust him. However, you chose this.
Yeah, she did.
You just went from one man to the next to treat you the same way.
She married, I say this all the time, she married Kyle with all the facts. She married him with all
All
the
evidence.
facts. And
Hmm.
when people, Paige literally said, if you don't want to do this, I will support you.
Right.
It is okay. Like
Yeah.
everybody, she was arguing with everybody left, right, and center,
Hmm.
talking about, you don't understand. If I need to cancel the wedding, I will know. No, you won't.
Right.
No, you
You
will
won't.
not. And
Hmm.
somebody also made a good point that I didn't think about. They were talking about Carl and his lack of communication, and they were like, no wonder Kyle is about to combust. He's a very upfront, forward person. And the two main people in his life, his best friend and his wife, could not be more passive fucking aggressive. And they take out the fact that they cannot speak to him directly out on him and blame it on him. And I, as somebody who is more upfront, I'm not passive aggressive at all. I am very direct and upfront. I'm like, huh, interesting. I never thought of that before. What I did think about when Kyle sits down in his confessional, don't get me wrong, Kyle is such a fucking Leo. When he's at soft bar and he's like, "Where's the lover boy? Where's give it
I
a rest,
said the
give it a
same thing.
rest." Give Kyle, not now. Your Leo is acting up, brother.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when he talks in his confessional and he's like, Amanda doesn't want to talk to me. She feels like she hates me. I'm messing up my friendship with Carl. Like, I'm like, damn, like, I can only imagine the pressure and like how Kyle clearly likes being good at things. I
Hmm.
think that he puts a lot of emphasis on being the man of the group, like the person that people can come to, all of those things, and being the fixer of the group. I think that Kyle is more upset about, which makes sense because him and Amanda aren't together anymore, about the state of the group and the show and the brand of Summer House that he built on his back because he didn't do it alone, but
Hmm.
Kyle cares more about the show and like the all of those things more so than the betrayal from West.
I think that's always been part of what some of his friends closest to him's
Hmm.
problem is. Like, I
Hmm.
think that Carl, oh my God, I'm going to keep doing it. Kyle's here for a good time,
Hmm.
and yeah, he's a Leo. He likes to be the center of attention. He likes to have a
Hmm.
good time. He likes to set the pulse for the party. He likes literally, like he
Hmm.
wants to DJ the party, set the tone, set the mood. Um, I think the only thing I found like kind of interesting and like super reflective, even though yes, it makes Carl act passive aggressive. I thought it was like pretty profound for him to address in therapy, like where that goes back to and
Oh
relate
yeah.
it back to his like grandfather and
Hmm.
just like alpha male
Yeah.
energy that just like communicates very brashly
Hmm.
or loud, like just sort of like puts him off. And I can see, especially as he doesn't have the ability to just like take a shot or do a line of coke or
Hmm.
like do something to like give him that
Hmm.
extra push to have that conversation. I can sort of see how him and Kyle ended up here, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. And I love one of my favorite friendships on Summer House is Kyle and Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of how I feel about them separately, I
Mm-hmm.
love their friendship and I love that. I know even when I saw them fighting on the like trailer at the beginning of the season, I know that they're gonna be fine. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
love the way they love each other
Yep.
and I think it's great. And I will say also I want to say a huge misstep, but because there's still time to course correct. Summer House is literally Kyle's brand, and he needs to lean more into that. And having Winter House didn't work out,
Mm-hmm.
right? But having Kyle bridge the gap and kind of be the Summer House guy, I think would be better than West, right? With this whole like Summer House Ozark thing. And like, listen, my listeners know how I feel about the whole thing. Is it partly because I don't live far from the Ozarks and I'm a hater because I Do I want to be on reality TV? Yes, but I cannot say for that that would be, I don't think, I'm just because I don't think it would be a safe environment for me. The Ozarks is a scary
I heard you
place.
talk about that on your podcast. I didn't
Yeah,
know anything
like
about those arcs prior.
I I think Kyle would be better off bridging the gap and, you know, helping the Summer House brand expand versus West. I even without the scandal, I don't, and before, because that has been a rumor for a while now.
Hmm.
I was like, what?
We
Like
don't
it
need
just
West.
it doesn't make sense to me.
No,
I
it
don't
doesn't.
Lindsay said on Watch What Happens Live, like West has been the best new cast member up until this scandal. I don't know to whom. I think he fits on the show just fine. I really do. But I don't really know if West has star power in my eyes. And everybody on the show doesn't need to be a star. We need some betas. Okay.
Hmm.
That's totally fine. And I see him as a beta. But I just was like, I don't know that I would. West parties, that's for sure.
Right.
But the last thing that I want to touch on is I said this on Threads. A lot of people are worried about the state of Summer House and where we go from here. And they're kind of referring it back to Vanderpump Rules and how that was just the show went kaput. I will argue that I think that Summer House has better staying power and a better legs to stand on to move on past this scandal better than Vanderpump Rules had. Vanderpump
Hmm.
Rules was a dying show. It
Hmm.
really was. None of the cast worked at the restaurant anymore. A lot of it, like they tried to rebrand so many times. They missed the mark, and that scandal happened, and it kind of just opened anew. And then, even if Lala and Sheena didn't get so fucking weird in season 11, I think it would have just been kaput. Like the show,
They
what,
weren't servers
yeah,
anymore.
the
Like that's what the
show
show was
as we
on.
knew it was done.
Agreed.
With Summer House, we still all very much want to see Mia, KJ, Sierra, Jesse, the people that they have on this show. I think there's still more stories to tell.
Agreed.
Even if, listen, I may get heat for this, and I'm not saying I want to see them back, but I can see Sierra West and Amanda all coming back to the Summer House.
I can too.
I can see
Potentially.
it. I think all three, I think there's again, I'm so happy that Sierra has Mia and KJ now.
Hmm.
I think that they are all three professional, and then KJ has Dara. There's a story to be told there. And there are some other people as well. Again, I'm fine with Sweet Green coming back. I really am. Levi, you got to go. I don't want to see her again. I really don't. Um, Jesse, West, I think that this show has come back from some other things, right? Carl and Lindsay still can cohabitate. I think that there's still a story to tell here. I think that there's still entertainment to be had here. And I actually think that all three of those people are going to be willing to come back. And now, if Amanda comes back, I think it'll be her last season.
I don't think Samanda's going to be willing to come back at all. I think she's going to be like too um like Kyle might try to convince her because like
Hmm.
they can be cordial with each other, unlike with the position that Tom and Ariana were in.
Yeah.
Like if we're just to compare like the couples of the
Hmm.
situation. But as far as her going on, knowing that she's gonna look bad for her now like second season, but first season on her own, where she was formerly like a fan fave, a bed bug, had her roll down. I can picture her refusing and just doing In the City and being like, no, I'm not gonna try that.
Maybe it's me and it's the bitch in me. I want to see Amanda come back to this show after blowing up everything, like
Hmm.
all the reputation that she has tried to work for the last 10 fucking years. I want to
Hmm.
see her come back in this house and try and operate now that the mask has fallen for everybody. Now that everybody finally sees her for who she really fucking is, without a husband, with or
Hmm.
without West being
Hmm.
by her side, with or without. And I want her and West to be together next summer, and I want him to have a really fucking shitty summer.
Yeah, listen, as long as Sierra cut her a larger check, as long as she's okay, as long as she has Mia and KJ, as long as she wants to come back on the
Mhm.
show, I'm good with it too. Because of course, I'm going to watch. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I would want to see Amanda and West have the worst summer ever. And like everyone would claim bullying, but I would like to see them not included in anything, kind of standing out to the side, not in on conversations, doesn't know what the inside jokes is. I would enjoy it personally.
I would. And yeah, again, Sweet Green can come back, especially since she's so concerned with Amanda's mental health. They can room together. It'll be great. She can hang out with them. I'm fine with it. But I think there's more story to tell there, and I think that this show can absolutely withstand and survive this scandal.
I'm so excited to see what happens. I hope that like just out of principle, Sierra's like, no, I'm coming back. This is still the show.
No,
Like,
100%. I
right.
think
And
she
that I
will
mean,
for Mia and KJ.
me too. Yeah. Like if anybody should buckle, like I don't want it to be Sierra out of principle. Like I would rather Amanda and West be like, one of them be like, I'm too scared to go back on the show.
What, because I also think that there's a storyline there for KJ and West. Um, and
That's interesting.
I don't know what they talk about at the reunion. I highly doubt that KJ and West have any type of like serious conversation at the reunion because it's everybody and I'm sure it was chaos. But I think that there is a storyline there to for a conversation to be had for people who have been best friends. They've been best friends since I think they said like seventh grade or something like that. And how KJ feels as a black man, West disrespecting and how he went about that. I think and like and saying that he cares about black culture and he's so down and blah blah blah. I think that there's a space for that, and I would actually really like to see that conversation.
I cannot believe that they've been friends since seventh grade.
I think that's what they said.
Holy fuck. That's such
Maybe
a
it wasn't seventh grade. Okay, maybe it may, but I think that they've said they've been friends for a long time since they
Listen,
were
I thought they
kids.
met in the last 5 years. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know that this was like that.
I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
I understand. No, I think you're probably right, and that just makes even more sense. Like why KJ was so confused and
Hmm.
so like you deceived me. Like this is like I feel like it was like completely new context to see Weston than who he thought he was friends with this
Yeah,
summer.
and I also think that black men and white men are often friends, and men in general, they rarely check each other. I think KJ is a rare breed because he grew up with all women, right?
Hmm.
And I think that he understands and he took the time to like really like get form out his own relationship with Sierra and speak up in the house and just really do those things. I think that as a friend to him, KJ has never been directly involved with any like breakup or fallout between West and a woman.
Hmm.
And I don't think that he's ever, like you said, ever seen him behave in
Hmm.
such a way that is, he had a front row lens to it. So
Hmm.
I think that he is grappling. And listen, everybody has their privileges. I am a person, I have white friends, absolutely. Sometimes conversations need to be had.
Hmm.
And I would love to see a conversation between West and KJ and how he sees him as a friend. I don't, they're boys. I don't expect them to not be friends ever again. Guys don't operate like that. You know what I
Mm.
mean? I know KJ's a little bit different, but
Yeah.
I would be interested in seeing that conversation.
I can't wait to see. I would love to see the conversation because I don't think KJ will ever be friends with West again. Like that's the read I'm getting from his threads, from the situation. I think
No,
he's
oh
like,
yeah,
oh
yeah, yeah.
wow,
But like in a cordial sense. I mean, so like
100%.
co-star being able to be co-stars. I think their closeness is done. And it would be for me too.
Me too.
If one of my white friends behaved that way and our closeness would be done. I would never be able to be close with them again, but like on like
Hmm.
a co-star standpoint, being able to be professional and things like that, yeah, I think that they can still coexist.
Agreed. And I don't want KJ's bag to be stopped getting. Like I want him to still be on the
Right.
show. I
Right.
love him on the show.
Exactly. But that's going to wrap up this episode. Leah, please tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Threads. My podcast is on Spotify, Positively Uncensored. Pretty much the same for all of my accounts. I'm on YouTube as well. So if you're a visual person, you can watch all of the episodes on YouTube.
All right, and y'all already know where you can find me over here on YouTube if you are watching. Please don't forget to engage, like, subscribe, all of the things, Spotify, Apple, Instagram, TikTok, Substack. Y'all already know there's a link tree in all of my bios, and we will talk to y'all next week.